Welcome to Cooking with SephilarAndVentreex, our first recorded one because we only did a live one when we did the beef curry.
Oh yeah.
When we did
Yeah,
the
that's
beef
true.
curry.
We are going to be cooking a delicious beef curry.
And Camille nearly cut his finger off.
I did cut my finger off. It hasn't still grown back yet.
You okay?
Yeah.
He needs some milk.
But we're wanting to do SephilarAndVentreex, Cooking with SephilarAndVentreex for a while.
Yeah,
haven't
we've
we?
been talking about doing a full-on series, what things we're going to be making and that. I'm not going into any details, I'm just been saying it has been in the talks
We don't
for a while.
We want to do like a series that's not just regular cooking. We're going to be doing cooking that has a twist to it. So today we're going to be today we're actually not going to be cooking anything, despite the title of the series. Today we're going to be making a Wraith, our partner Wraith, spin on a classic Polish dessert, the Przekładaniec, or for you non-Polish speakers, suckers, the layer cake.
Yeah, so for us normal people, it's layer cake.
Yeah, or rainbow cake, we like to call it sometimes.
I prefer rainbow cake, it makes it more magical. Yeah. So, do you want to just explain a little bit of what the actual rainbow cake is? It's a layer of different things.
So the layer cake, or how it's meant to be called, Przekładaniec, it is a chilled dessert. It is a combination of yogurt and jellies, and it makes a nice little pattern of white and colors based on whatever you want. So the classic recipe does have you use jelly or jello for you American peeps. But we're going to be substituting the jello part with our wonderful partners of Wraith.
Yeah, so this is powder. Usually when you'd be making the regular rainbow cake, you'd be using Polish powdered jellies, mixing it, adding gelatin or whatever.
If you're in England and you can't get yourself powdered jelly, I do recommend that you get those cup jellies and you add more gelatin to it.
Yeah,
so
this is better.
So this is why these are our ingredients. So you'll see on the screen, covering Jesse's face, the ingredients that you're gonna need. And we're gonna first be doing the first layer part, and then we're gonna let it sit in the fridge. So the main thing you're gonna need is a big bowl, a nice cup with Rob's face on it.
Oh yeah, it's got to be with Rob's face on it. Very important.
And a cake base. You can either use one that slides up, or you can use one that is like this one.
That opens up at the side. We do recommend using these ones.
Either one will work.
Yeah, either one will work. It's just these ones could be a little bit more practical and better. But if you can't get one of them, the pop-up ones will also work.
So Dan, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding our homogenized yogurts. They have to be homogenized. Otherwise, is that what it's called? Homogenized, isn't it?
Homogenized? And what does that mean?
If you want the explanation for what homogenized is, I'll give it a description on the screen right now. There you go. This is what it means. So we're going to grab we're going to use all the 11 that we got. So grab myself a spoon. I'm going to add this to the bowl.
You need to be adding in it.
Yeah, you can be getting those. Get them all in a bowl.
We are using vanilla flavour.
Vanilla flavor is recommended, ideally, because it has just a nice regular taste.
There were a few other ones. We did nearly get cucumber. Not
cucumber.
Coconut flavour. Cucumber. Yeah, we nearly got coconut flavour, which would not be so bad. Could work. Might give a nice coconutty flavour.
But if you're not a fan of coconut, we just do recommend that you use the vanilla.
Yeah.
It's regular and it's the classic one that you use usually.
And it's just the best.
vanilla
if
is
you can't
the
get
best.
vanilla and there is coconut, the same brand, you can
Remember
try
that it
that
has-
and tell us how it is.
Remember that it has to be homogenized yogurt, otherwise the gelatin will not set with it. That's what we're gonna need to have in there, is gelatin. In order for it to set.
Smells really nice.
Oh, it smells of vanilla. So obviously these we got from a polish shop. If you struggle to get to a polish shop, then well, sucks to be you. I don't think in England they do sell like homogenized
It's not
Yogurts, because-
not a common thing.
because in England everyone's obsessed with being healthy, and for some reason homogenized things are not considered healthy, even though they help your digestive system.
So could you eat these yogurts just out of the packet?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean that's how
I
you
didn't
just
know whether they were like special for like
just for like
or
cooking.
something.
No, you can just regularly eat them. Homogenized just means that it's a bit thicker and it's using like proper dairy products.
Yeah, it'll probably have like I don't know, proper fresh milk maybe, milk made with milk without a lot of chemicals in.
So now that we got our yogurts in the bowl, next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to grab ourselves whole milk. Remember, it has to be whole milk, none of that skinny bullshit.
Not skimmed or semi-skimmed.
And now we're going to grab ourselves our rub mug.
Yes.
Remember that if you don't have a rub mug, you should do, then any mug will do.
Well, yeah, Rob mug is advised.
It
Very
is advised,
important.
yes.
Very important for the recipe.
You know, I'm always thirsty. Rub mug, that's what you need.
We should sell them. They should be on our merch store.
This should be on our merch store.
Yeah, they should.
We'll grab our, we have to heat up our milk, so we're just gonna shove it in the microwave.
Should Rob in the microwave.
About 2 minutes, should be nice and hot then. Now that our milk is heat up, nice and steamy, you can probably see a little skin on it, don't worry about that. Next we're going to grab ourselves one of the gelatin packets. We got these from Morrison's and get them on the cooking pot. All of them are closed, I didn't open any.
Oh yeah, any gelatin will be fine.
They usually come in little packets like this. These are from Dr. Echtke, Echtke, German, I'm pretty sure. I think.
Yeah.
And we're gonna add it to our milk. Whole packet. It says it sets a pint, so we're just gonna use that. And then we just need to stir it in.
Thicken up nicely.
It doesn't thicken up whilst it's hot. So that's why we're gonna have to let it cool afterwards. but it does make it stick better. Just, my hands are shaky, so I'm gonna just put it on the counter. It'll be fancy. Don't be spilling hot milk on yourself. I'll be crying over spilled milk. Jess just laughs at all my jokes, in spite of what they are.
Makes him feel good.
It does. It does. Like we've been watching My Name Is Over recently, and Randy always does that to Earl. He laughs at his jokes.
But Earl thinks that Randy loves him to make jokes. So
I know that Jess just laughs to make me feel better though.
Yeah. You need someone in your life that laugh at all the dumb shit you say.
Okay, rude.
And I laugh at anything anyway.
So now we're gonna grab our yogurt bowl and we're gonna pour all of this into here. There we go. I'll just need to washing up. And then we're gonna grab ourselves a whisk. Grab yourself a ladle while you're out there as well, because you'll need one. And we've got a little whisk. If you've got an electric whisk, you can use it, but you know, we're not in the 21st century here. So we're gonna just whisk this in.
An electric whisk in old Polish times.
Put some elbow grease into it. Give it a nice good whisk. Stir it in nicely. Look at that. Make sure there's no bubbles around. Just like me grandma makes it.
Yep. Your grandma probably whisks better. Get that arm going.
Put some elbow grease into it.
This is your arm workout. That thickening up nicely to a lovely smooth consistency.
That's right. That will be nice and smooth. Look at that. And then you're gonna grab yourself a ladle. So I hope you got one prepared before this. And into the cake basin, we're just gonna do about 2 scoops, 2 ladles. Spray it around nice and evenly. And these yogurts in particular have some like yogurt bits into them. Don't worry about it. So now that our first yogurt mix is in the cake. Gelatin in there.
I've been trying to the gelatin out, but
Don't
you
worry
probably might end up with a little bit of lumps.
Thanks.
So yeah, don't worry about that. Just yeah, bit of gelatin, having trouble.
So next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to put this into the fridge, and we're going to let it set. It might take an hour, 2 hours. This is why it's a long process. This is why you have to do it really early on, and we'll just cut back to when it's set. So now that the first yogurt mix is in the bowl, in the cake mix and in the fridge, we're gonna keep stirring this before we apply it again. Our next layer is going to be one of the Wraiths, so make sure you pick out 3 of your favorite Wraiths, or if you're doing the classic recipe, then obviously just regular Jello. And we'll see you in a couple of hours.
Yeah, see you soon.
So now that's been about 2 hours, our first layer of the yogurt mix has finally set, and we're just gonna make sure that this doesn't set for us. You can check with your finger whether it's set properly. You can probably feel that it's a bit squidgy, and we're just making sure that this isn't going to set on us. We're just going to keep it in the fridge until we make the next layer. So the next layer is going to be our Wraith mix. So for this, usually with a Przekładaniec, you want to have a nice variation of colors. So usually you probably find Przekładaniec in like green, orange and red, kind of like the traffic light colors. You can have different colors if you can find those kind of flavors. But for us, we're going to be probably going with some sour apple, Slayer mango and strawberry kiwi as our layers. So our first layer is going to be sour apple, and the first thing we're going to do is obviously we're going to make the mix. Now I've washed out the rub mug. Remember, you need a rub mug, not necessarily, but you know, it helps. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just measure out a cup of warm water. Remember, it has to be warm water. And now that we've got our cup of warm water in here, remember, has to be warm water, it's important. Next thing we're gonna do is create obviously our Wraith mix. Now, the way I always do it is I always first add the powder, and obviously you can do it either way you want to do, whether you add water first then powder. I'm a fan of doing it, you know, the right way, but I don't judge. So whichever way you want to do it is up to you. Now just remember guys that obviously if you want to do the classic Przekładaniec recipe, don't be using Wraith, use actual jelly. If you can get yourself some powdered jelly or jello, then make sure you are using 2 in a mug, 2 of those. And if not, you get some of the jelly, some ready jelly, you make sure you melt it down and you add some gelatin into it. What we're going to do is we're actually going to be adding 2 lots of gelatin to our mix. So let's get our warm water into our shaker. So obviously you can see that it's not full, but the strength of the flavor is still going to be quite good thanks to it being the proper amount. And first we're going to mix it all in. Tight. Give it a good shake. If you're wondering right now where Jessie is, she just had to go see her mum, so she'll probably be back for the final layer of our layer cake. So that now our mixture is all mixed in. Smells nice, smells like sour apple. We're going to do it in the same shaker, because why not? We're gonna add 2 gelatins to it to make sure that it sets. The reason why it works with only 1 gelatin packet in the yogurt mixture is because obviously it is homogenized. Well, since we're only doing it with water, we're going to be using 2 gelatin packets. Again, if you're only using already made jello, make sure you add extra gelatin to it so that it sets properly when it's added to everything else. And if you're using powdered jelly or jello, then make sure you get 2 packets and you put it into the mixture that way. We're gonna give it a good shake now with the gelatin in, and once that's done, we're probably gonna just let it sit out, cool down a little bit before we layer it on top of the other yogurt mixture, and that's going to be our second layer complete. All right, so now that we let our jelly cool down a little bit, we're going to add it into our cake mixture. So let's just give it a good pour. Make sure it's spread now so evenly. Get all that foam out as well. That's from the shaking. And so you can see now we got that here. And now once again, like with the yogurt layer, we're going to put it in the fridge and let it set. Again, probably about 2 hours. It should be set then. Make sure you're not tipping it or anything. And that's how you do the second layer of the jelly. Next time we're gonna bring it out again. We're gonna do another layer of the yogurt mix. Our yogurt mix over here. Make sure you're always stirring it. Not always, you don't have to always stir it. It's not gonna set in room temperature, so don't worry about it. Alright, so it's been a couple of hours again, and our jelly has now set. So you can see a bit of a foam here, so it don't matter, the foam's not gonna hurt you. You can see that it's not leaving anything, it's nice and jellified. Our sour apple here. So now once again we are going to be adding a new layer onto our cake, which is going to be once again our yogurt layer. So we're gonna give it another good stir, make sure it's not all setting. Give it a good whisk, good whisk. And then we're just going to grab ourselves our ladle again, and we're going to grab our, again, 2 ladles, should do it. So, give it nice, equal, pour it on top. Yeah, with yogurt mix, nice, 2 scoops. Spread it nice and even. And then make sure it's all nice and even here. And back to the fridge. It's gonna go back in here. Boom. And close. So again, the next process is just going to be doing the next layer of jelly, and then yogurt, jelly, and then finally topping it with yogurt. I'm not going to be showing that all of the process because it's all just pretty much the same. It's always going to be, first you start off with your yogurt mix, then jelly, yogurt mix, jelly, yogurt mix, jelly, and then top it off with yogurt. So we're probably going to meet you right at the end when it's almost done to see the results. See you in a bit. He's back.
I'm back.
She's back for the fucking finale.
We got a partner left.
She's back for the finale, of course. So,
I'll
our
always be here.
final jelly is now set, as you can see. Bouncy, bouncy. That's just a thought.
You're looking for the bouncy bounce.
So now we're just going to have to add the last bit of our yogurt mix. Give it a good swirl beforehand. We could probably just literally pour it straight out of the bowl because we're not going to use it for anything else. And get it all nice and goodness in here. Don't matter if the final layer is going to be a bit thicker than the other layers. That don't matter.
Better to leave yourself more on the top than less.
And what you can also do is, you don't have to, but you can do, is get yourself some coconut shavings to sprinkle on top. So that's just what we're gonna do. Now this is an optional thing. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. If you're not a fan of coconut, but it does kind of fall nicely into the final layer of the layer cake, the Przekładaniec. Get it nice here, nice coconut shavings, very nicely. Like I say, this part is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't like coconut, so don't worry about it. I know you people might be saying, oh, you ruined this with coconut now. Well, I'm doing it how my grandma would make it, and she would make it with coconut shavings. So that's pretty much now done, all pretty much finished. Obviously we're gonna have to let the final layer now set. So that's gonna go into the fridge, and we're probably gonna have it and leave it now till tomorrow because it's been all day since we've been doing it. I've been doing it. So tomorrow we're gonna see how it turned out.
Yeah, we're gonna take a nice little snappy snap of it all finished and set and everything like that, and let you guys know how it tastes with the Wraith. So
Alright, and now the moment has finally come.
Moment of truth.
The Przekładaniec is ready. It's all set. It's a bit of wet here, but I think that's from
Yeah.
our fridge is a bit nasty.
Which is positive.
So we're just gonna grab ourselves a knife here from Russell Hobbs. And the first thing we're gonna be doing is just we're going to open up our cake holder a bit, and then we're just going to slide our knife around the edge so that nothing sticks to the sides when we open it up. Slowly does it. Patience is key. Patience is virtue in this. Don't worry about timing. We've got plenty of time. As long as your home is not scorching hot, it won't just melt away straight away. Don't worry. Nice and easy. It's just mainly jelly and yogurt, so it's not gonna be hard to cut through. All the way around. There we go, make sure it's all nice. Open her up. See, I didn't cut them very well around a little bit. So, as you can see, we've got a nice bit of layering here. Show a good side. I did cut it a bit shitely around, but as you can see, we've got nice green from our sour apple, nice orange for our Slayer mango, and a nice red from our strawberry and kiwi. Now we're gonna grab ourselves our knife again. We're gonna cut a piece up. Alright, so now we're going to try it and see how it tastes. Alright people, so this is the Wraith twist on a classic Przekładaniec, Polish Przekładaniec. Remember, if you don't want the Wraiths, then you can always just swap it out with Jello, with jelly. And make sure you check out our Twitch channel, SephilarAndVentreex, for weekly free streams a week, weekly. Where we do stupid shit and play stupid games. And also make sure to buy yourself some Wraiths on drinkwithwraith.com.
Yes.
I'll follow the link in the description below and use our discount code Sephilar. It'll be on the screen. Sephilar on your next checkout to get 10% off.
Yes,
And we're gonna go over now and we're gonna enjoy our Wraith cakes. So thanks everyone so much for watching.
Have a good one, guys.
Make sure to leave comments down below, feedback, whatever, and we shall see you guys next time. Cheers.